What do warships, witches, and vampiric artifact weapons have in common? They're all part of this week's biggest game updates. Bannerlord, Hunt Showdown, and V-Rising are all dropping exciting new content, and so do the games in our newsflash. So let's have a look at what's happening in co-op gaming. Set sail, sharpen your axes, and prepare for battle. Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord is finally heading to the high seas. The massive War Sails expansion arrives on June 17, bringing naval warfare to Bannerlord for the first time. Whether you're commanding a fleet, raiding coastal settlements, or just trying to avoid getting rammed into the depths, this expansion is packed with new ways to conquer Calradia. Naval battles are fully integrated into the game's combat system, featuring realistic wind and water physics, ship-to-ship boarding, and the ability to sink, or be sunk. You can charge in with your armored warship, rain down ballista fire, or cripple enemy sails to leave them stranded and helpless in the water. The world itself is getting an overhaul, with a new northern region featuring a settled island, open seas, and coastal waters. Dynamic weather and trade winds can either speed up your journey or send you straight into disaster, so plan accordingly. Sieges are also getting a naval twist, requiring players to blockade ports and cut off reinforcements before storming a castle. Of course, what's a Viking-inspired expansion without a proper Viking-inspired faction? So meet the Nords, fearless seafarers, masters of close-quarter combat, and your potential allies. Or enemies. You can trade with them, recruit their warriors, or try to claim their riches for yourself. Just be ready for a fight. Ships are fully customizable, with 18 different types modeled after historical vessels. Upgrade them with siege engines, rams, and cargo holds. Or just steal a better one from your enemies. Coastal towns will stock different ship types depending on their culture and economy, so where you build your fleet matters. And it's not just War Sails that's shaking things up. There are major updates coming to the base game as well. A new stealth system will let you infiltrate dungeons and hideouts, avoid detection, and take down enemies quietly. The AI will react to sound and movement, meaning you'll have to think carefully about positioning, lighting, and even where you hide bodies. Other improvements include random events during your travels, changes to town and castle projects, and the long-awaited Parlay feature, which lets you negotiate with enemies before things get bloody. The character import and export tool is also on the way, giving players more control over their character's stats, gear, and progression. And for all the warriors out there, combat is getting refined, with new weapon types like slings and a better spare bracing system to deal with those pesky cavalry charges. So, whether you're eager to conquer the seas or just want to sneak around like a medieval assassin, Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord has a ton of exciting changes on the horizon. War Sails launches June 17. Ready your fleet, and may the strongest survive. Hunt Showdown is back with a new event, and this time with a new and unused narrative. And of course, plenty new ways to die in the bayou. Garden of the Witch is Hunt's first major event of 2025 and runs from March 26 to May 5th. This time, the story is all about those healers and fixers who normally patch up the wounded hunters returning home. With the encroaching corruption, they are forced to pick up the fight too. But what does that mean for the hunters? We form an uneasy alliance between Brujahs, whose healing plants were poisoned by corruption, and the Welders, whose occult industrial practices have started to mess with their heads and sanity. Both factions don't exactly get along, but desperate times call for desperate measures, and we hunters can definitely use more allies. But let's have a look at what's new in Garden of the Witch. The event brings exclusive sealed traits, which can be unlocked with the event currency pledge marks for 3 powerful abilities only available during Garden of the Witch: the Blademancer, Corpse Seer, and Gunrunner. There are rare supply points scattered across the map, holding powerful rewards like sealed bounty tokens and even full health restoration kits. And of course, 2 new hunters, one of each faction. Cosmetics and equipment skins make their way into the game, giving you fresh ways to customize your hunter. For those who love a challenge, weekly challenges are getting an overhaul, designed to keep gameplay balanced and exciting, so no one weapon dominates the event. And if you liked stealing pledge marks in the last event, good news! You can again loot a dead player's body to get more marks. And don't forget to turn those in for the event trades. Is this cheating? Maybe, but it's also part of the fun. Beyond the event itself, Update 2.3 brings some much needed performance tweaks, UI improvements, and weapon rebalances. Crytek has been listening to the community, and this update is all about polishing the experience while still delivering fresh content. So whether you're a seasoned hunter or just getting started, Garden of the Witch promises to shake things up. Get ready to jump in on March 26th. V-Rising has teased more upcoming content for the 1.1 patch set to release very soon. We have heard rumors about May, but let's remain patient, shall we? Among the latest dev update were 3 brand new weapon types. Firstly, the Claws, to rip your enemies to pieces with melee combos and puncture damage, a new stacking effect that pops an explosion. The artifact weapon claws will be called Talons of the Lich Beast, summoning skeleton minions and providing a self-heal. And secondly, the Twin Blade, a dual-bladed staff offering quick stabs from afar and close up. You can play around positioning yourself and your foes and even launch them into the air. The artifact Twin Blade, the Fate Dancers, will apply the chill effect and add a 50% chilled damage bonus on top. Very cool. And if you're more the trickshot kind of vampire guy, the new throwing daggers might be what you're looking for. You can throw up to 4 daggers and use them like traps, as they will stick to the ground on hits, then release them for a piercing attack. Or apply an AoE snare effect with Rain of Daggers. The artifact weapon will be called the Wraith Blades and interact with the Illusion School tree, stacking damage based on your phantasm stacks and the amount of blades released and vice versa. A new mechanic that will be introduced with the 1.1 update are weapon coatings. Those are linked to a new V-Blood coming with the patch. Coatings will imbue your equipped weapon with magic effects that trigger on primary attacks. One coating will last 60 minutes. It persists through death and has an individual cooldown. For example, the Storm coating deals 50% bonus magic damage on primary attacks and triggers Chain Lightning, with a cooldown of 15 seconds. Each magic school will get a coating, and you can apply one to each of your weapons. As I said, the cooldown will be individual per weapon, which means if you manage to swap weapons quickly enough, you can really maximize the uptime of the coating effects. Besides that, new skins for the artifact weapons are coming. So far, we've seen the Hand of Winter, the Thousand Storms, the Red Twins, Apocalypse, and our personal favorite, Mortiros Lament. Crossplay has finally arrived in Palworld, meaning you can team up across all platforms. And if that wasn't enough, there's now a global PAL box to transfer your PALs between worlds, plus the dimensional PAL storage offering 10 times the space. We also got a photo mode, a cosmetic armor system, and a drafting table that lets you merge low-level blueprints into better ones. Next up, Sworn, the Mutinous Fae update is live. If you've already taken down the final boss, guess what? The fight's not over. The story continues with a new biome, new enemies, and a fresh final boss. Plus, we're getting new character enhancements, updated animations, and bug fixes. If you like co-op roguelikes, this might be worth a shot. And for our roguelite fans, Linked Banner of the Spark is getting the Buddy Up update on March 25. Now you can bring battle companions into the fight. 2 if you're playing solo and 1 if you're playing with friends. But let's be honest, the real star of this update, it's Chef Brot. He's adorable and apparently a genius in the kitchen. There's now a cooking system with 80 dishes, plus food-themed weapons, cosmetics, and town decorations. Oh, and expect puns. Many puns. It's great. Over in the world of destructive car racing, Wreckfest just launched into early access on Steam. If you like full-contact racing, car parts flying around everywhere with enhanced physics, and absolutely wrecking everything in sight, this is your game. Right now, as it's still in development, it's got the basic game elements: 3 tracks, 4 cars, solo and multiplayer races for up to 24 players. But more content is coming, including a full career mode. Console players, hang tight, it's planned to release for you as well at a later date. And that's a wrap for this week. We'll see you in the next one.